Well, this here is the Hyundai Verna diesel. Now, I reckon this is the best diesel car in the mid-sized sedan segment. I've already driven the petrol version of this car and given you the review of that car. So, if you want to check out the full review with the back seat, front seat, dicky, boot, all those things, you can check the description box below. The links are there. But of course, I'll today talk only about the driving bits of this car, and I reckon that this is the best car in terms of driving in the diesel department in the mid-size segment. Also, talking about the best car, I think it's the best looking car in its segment. It looks really smashing on the outside. This huge grille gives it plenty of appeal, plenty of personality. These brilliant headlamps also make it look very different from everything else out there. And the rear of the car also looks very muscular and also looks very special indeed. I think it's one of the best looking cars across segments in India at the moment. But we'll talk about the looks on some other day. Let's jump in the front seat now and tell you what makes the diesel version of the Verna so good. Let's get started. Well, so if you're planning to buy any spare parts for your car, it might be any body parts or it might be any mechanical parts, then you should check out boodmo.com. That's BOODMO.com. You can also check them out on your iOS as well as Android devices. And the best point about Boodmo is that they have the most extensive catalog available for all spare parts across all cars in India. And you can also use voice enabled commands on their app. So all you need to do is simply check their app out, switch on the voice recognition tool and say something like, "Find me front fog lamp for Hyundai Verna." And once you do that, it might take a couple of seconds for the network, and you'll find the overall model year, you'll find the various spare parts, and you'll find the options available as well. And Boodmo promises you the best part prices, it promises you genuine spare parts, and it promises you hassle-free delivery at your doorstep. So check out the Boodmo app today and check them out on the website as well. Now let's get back to our video. Well, so here I am driving the Hyundai Verna 2020 diesel now. Now remember, this is the diesel version of the car. I've already driven the petrol automatic version of the car. So if you want to check out my review of that car, I'll put the link in the description box below. What you can also check out, of course, in that review is the backseat experience, the boot, and the overall features, etc. In this review, I'm going to talk more about the driving bits and how this car is, according to me, the best car in the mid-size sedan space in the diesel department. There is no car which can match this car in terms of the driving bits as well as overall as a package. So this car, remember, now comes with a 1.5 litre engine. The 1.6 is out because this is a new 1.5 BS6 compliant engine. It's shared with the Creta, of course, and it makes about 115 bhp, which is about 9 or 10 bhp lower than the earlier version of the car, which was a little more powerful. But you'll never really feel any deficit in power, because the performance of this car is really very good. It's a very snappy engine in terms of performance, and the good point is that the performance is available from a relatively low RPM. You don't have to wait for the engine to cross about 1800, 1900 RPM. It starts delivering power from about 1600, 1700 RPM, which makes it nice and responsive for driving in the city as well. And another good point about the Verna is the fact that it's a very quiet engine. It's a very refined engine. Hyundai cars have always been known for their inherent quietness and their inherent refinement, and it's no different on the Hyundai Verna 2020 diesel engine. If you are, of course, driving this car in the city, you can just keep it around 2000, 2500 RPM, and you will not hear any buzz inside the cabin from the diesel engine. That's a very positive thing. And if you're on the highway, there's a 6th overdrive gear which this car comes with in manual, so you can use that, and the engine at about 100 kph will be spinning at relatively 1700, 1800 RPM, which is low, relatively low. So those are very good numbers, and it helps to keep the cabin very quiet and very well isolated from everything else on the outside. But talking about other positives, you'll truly enjoy the overall gearbox of this car, because it's a very nice gearbox to use. It offers you very short throws, and it's a very crisp gearbox, a very precise gearbox. If you slot it in third, it will not go in fifth, and if you slot it in fourth, it will not go in second. It's a very precise unit. It's a sporty unit, and as I said, the throws are very short. So all you need to do is just do this, and the gears will shift. You don't need to use a heavy hand or a long hand to shift gears. So that also helps in the overall driving bit. And it's a great car for people who consider themselves keen drivers because of the steering wheel. The steering wheel on this car is a very precise unit. It's a very good steering wheel. It's a very sporty steering wheel, and it's got the right amount of weight. It's not overtly heavy that you start feeling tired after a long day, and it's not overtly light that you start feeling nervous when you take this car on the highway, and if you're doing speeds of say about 100 kph on the highway, you start feeling nervous. So in that regard also, it's a very good steering wheel. It's a very well weighed steering wheel, and as I just said, it's a car which corners very well. If you push it into corners hard, then this car will really stick to the line. The body roll is always under control. It's minimal body roll. And if you are someone who loves going up the hills, of course, once the lockdown finally ends and everything's open, and you can travel properly without too many hassles, then you will love to take this car up the hills, because this car simply sticks to the line, and the steering is precise, and the grip level from the tires also is very good. So in short, what I'm trying to say is that it's a great car for people who call themselves keen drivers. Now, talking about the suspension setting of this car, you'll really enjoy the suspension of the new Verna, because it's a nice and stiff suspension. It offers you a flat ride most of the times. So if you're on the highway and doing speeds in excess of 100 kph, then you will feel very confident in this car, and you'll feel like this car offers you more stability than your last girlfriend ever did. What you'll also like is that at slow city speeds, it does eat up the bumps and potholes nicely. It's only the sharpest of sharp crevices which might filter in, some of them, not all of them, but it never becomes uncomfortable even in the city. So don't think that I'm saying that it's an uncomfortable car in the city. So that is something which is great on the suspension. It's a great car, as I just said, for handling, great car for ride comfort, and a great car for long distance journeys as well. Now, as I just said, you'll enjoy the refinement of the car, you'll enjoy the fuel economy of the car, you'll also enjoy the 6-speed gearbox, which gives it great flexibility and also enhances the fuel economy. And of course, you'll enjoy the steering wheel feedback and the chassis, which is very dynamic. So all these things make it a great car for keen drivers. But of course, the best point about buying a Hyundai car is the cabin. So you might buy the Creta, you might buy the Venue, you might buy the Verna. All of them have one thing in common. And even the lower end cars, the more affordable cars like the Nios and the Grand i10, the i20, which are relatively more affordable compared to this car, they all have one thing in common in the Hyundai family, and that is that the cabin offers you a very nice positive vibe. It offers you a feel-good factor which very few rivals can match at the same price points, and it's no different on the Verna. You get the best quality materials inside the cabin, you get great features. One of my favorite features on this car is the cool front seats, and this is something which really does enhance the overall luxury quotient inside this car. It's a feature that no other rival offers. In fact, at this price point, very few other rivals offer this feature to you. So this is a very cool feature. You also get wireless charging for your mobile phone, cool glove box, and of course the BlueLink app provides you connected features on this car. So these features, along with the premium quality of the interiors, really does make you feel like you're sitting in a car which offers you very good poshness, very good luxury, and it does feel like a sub-segment higher than it is just because of these features. And of course, Hyundai cars are known for this, so that's something which is also there on the Hyundai Verna. Overall, what I'm trying to say is that if you are in the market for a mid-size sedan, then you should definitely consider this car. It looks great on the outside, drives very well, and the diesel engine is great in terms of fuel economy, in terms of driving, and this car also offers you great features. It gets a double thumbs up from my side in the diesel version, and I reckon that from 10 to 15 lakh rupees, if you're in the market for any car, it might be a compact SUV, it might be an SUV, it might be a sedan, then this car should definitely be on your short list. Overall, 92 out of 100. I'm really impressed by this car, and I'm sure that even you will be once you take a test drive at your nearest Hyundai dealership. So check it out at your nearest Hyundai dealership today. It's bye for now, and thanks so much for watching. And before leaving, please subscribe to this channel and also hit that bell icon so you receive all notifications first. And of course, if you do subscribe, then we get more motivated to deliver better content for you. Once again, thanks for watching.